Hi NCLII scholars, and welcome to Module 6. We developed this module to extend your thinking about the essential ingredients of intensive intervention. One major focus in this module is the taxonomy of intensive intervention, a framework that Doug Fuchs, Amelia Malone, and I developed. It focuses on students whose primary area of difficulty is academics. Module 6 will also show you how Joe Webby, Lee Kearns, and Dan Magin have extended the taxonomy in parallel ways to address the needs of students whose major problem is behavior. And the module will also provide you with a completely separate framework to further clarify your thinking about the core features of intervention intensity. In this clip, I'll explain why Doug, Amelia, and I developed the taxonomy, and I'll give you a brief overview of its components. So why do we think the taxonomy is important? As you know, many schools provide Tier 2 intervention to students who are at risk for learning problems. Over time, consensus has emerged about the optimal structure of Tier 2 intervention, a supplemental, evidence-based, clearly described program that's delivered in small groups by a trained interventionist. The purpose of Tier 2 is to provide time-limited support of moderate intensity to create a stronger platform of academic skill for at-risk learners so they can succeed in general education programs. Over the past 2 decades, the field has developed and validated many such Tier 2 programs. But evidence has also converged that not all students respond to Tier 2 programs. The best estimate is that 5 to 10% of the general populations needs greater intensity. The problem is that when students fail to respond adequately to Tier 2 interventions, many teachers are at a loss about how to identify strategies for intensifying. This lack of clarity between Tiers 2 and 3 limits the capacity of schools to analyze intervention options, and it dilutes the effectiveness of RTI and special education. And this is why we developed the taxonomy, in which we specify 7 dimensions for evaluating and building intensity. You've already learned a lot about the taxonomy's first and most essential dimension, data-based individualization. And you also know a lot about the taxonomy's second dimension, which involves the teacher selecting a Tier 2 intensive intervention platform that addresses the student's needs as well as possible. This intensive intervention platform serves as a starting place for intensive intervention. And the taxonomy's other 5 dimensions are used to help structure the teacher's thinking about how to select the initial intervention platform, and once implementation begins, how to modify that platform to make it stronger for meeting the student's individual needs. As you read our taxonomy paper, consider how you might use it in your work with teachers to improve their understanding about intervention intensity. Also, think about the students you've taught in the past and how the taxonomy's dimensions might have helped you make their intervention programs stronger. Enjoy the module, and we'll check back in after you've done some work on it.